Hello ladies and gentlemen, dear viewers of Burundi National Television. Welcome to the English News Edition. Top stories. The First Lady of Burundi, Angèle Ndayishimiye, returned this Tuesday from her trip to Botswana. She had responded to the invitation from the spouse of the President of Botswana as a part of an exchange of experiences on their activities within the Organization of African First Ladies for Development. And in the afternoon of this Sunday, Prime Minister Nestor Ntahontuye made a field visit to Bujumbura Nyanza Road to inquire about the progress of its rehabilitation. The activities are ongoing, but there are issues related to the relocation of electrical powers and the compensation of people affected by the project. Welcome dear viewers to details now. Jackson Lacos. The First Lady of Burundi, Angèle Ndayishimiye, turned this Tuesday from her trip to Botswana. The First Lady responded to the invitation from the wife of the President of Botswana as part of an exchange of experiences on their activities within the Organization of African First Ladies for Development. Angèle Ndayishimiye stated that this trip was very beneficial to her, especially regarding the promotion of girls' education. She encourages parents to take a responsibility for the education of young people, particularly girls, they face numerous challenges once they reach adulthood, such as unwanted pregnancies. And in the afternoon, as I told you, headlines, Prime Minister Nestor Ntahontuye made a field visit to the Bujumbura Nyanza Road to inquire about the progress of its rehabilitation. The activities are ongoing, but there are issues related to the relocation of electrical powers and the compensation of people affected by the project. Prime Minister reassured everyone by emphasizing that these challenges will soon be resolved to allow work to continue as planned. Marius Muhigwe has more.
This visit made by Burundi Prime Minister this Sunday to Bujumbura Nyanza Road was a part of his official duties to inquire about the progress of the road rehabilitation project. This section is subdivided into three parts. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister noted some challenges regarding the relocation of the electrical grid and the compensation for those affected by the project. He stated that this problem would be solved within a few days. He also said that there had been significant progress on the improvement of this project. He added that the contract for the Bujumbura Nyanza Road had been awarded to a Chinese company, and the initial payment had already been made, which is why the work would begin within 2 months. Burundi Prime Minister Nestor Ntahontuye concluded by confirming that the problems encountered will be resolved very soon to facilitate the travel for users of the Bujumbura Nyanza Road.
And in the same line, with the Prime Minister field visit, Nestor Ntahontuye made a field visit to the Bujumbura Nyanza Road to inquire about the progress on rehabilitation, I've told you. And in the same line with the Prime Minister field the visit on this Monday or so, he held a meeting with the administrators of Bolunga province to remind them of the laws that govern them and their mission. He urged the administrators to make a proper use of the funds allocated for the production of benches and desks in schools, warning that severe measures would be taken against them if they failed to do so. And the Gishuha Thermometer site, located in the commune and the province of Gitega, is frequently visited by people from different regions of the country who enjoy the natural heat of these weathers and use them for relaxation. Some people claim that these thermometers have health benefits. The Mutwenzi Iwachu cooperative, which manages this site, is striving to improve the quality of services provided to visitors and aims to develop the tourist offering. However, it faces the challenges of lack of funding. Dieudonné Chaisaba carries more.
was arrived at Gishuha Thermal Water located in Gitega, Cameron Province. It marked by serenity and vitality. On the site, several visitors are already enjoying the natural warmth to relax and rejuvenate. Some experience that this water have beneficial effects on their health, particularly by stimulating appetite and providing overall well-being. The Mtwenzi Watch cooperatives, which manage the site, is working to improve the quality of services offered to visitors. According to its manager, Sabimana Jerome, efforts are being made to facilitate access to the hot springs and to develop the area's tourism potential. We have already installed small food stores to meet visitors' needs in line with the government's vision of making Burundi an emerging country by 2040 and developed country by 2060. He said to support these initiatives, the cooperative charges a small fee of 2,000 Burundian currency per visitor to finance improvements in hygiene conditions and to pay communal taxes. However, despite these efforts, the site faces several challenges, including limited space to accommodate large numbers of visitors, the lack of proper changing rooms, and the other essential infrastructure needed to ensure optimal comfort. In light of these challenges, Sabimana Jerome is calling for support to transform the site into a genuine tourist attraction. He hopes that partners and authorities will provide assistance to further promote and develop this natural site, which is a real asset for the region and the country.
Always in the Gitega province, the sanctuary of the sacred drums of Gishola, located in the commune and province of Gitega, contribute to the preservation of Burundian culture as well as to the country's economy and to the livelihood of the drummers. These were the words of Oscar Shimirimana, the leader of the Gishola drummers, during the interview with our team colleagues from Gitega.
In the commune of Gitega, there is a site that embodies Burundi's cultural richness. The Gishora Drum Sanctuary, the site, both touristic and sacred, is dedicated to the preservation and the promotion of the ancestral tradition of the Burundian drum, powerful symbol of national identity. Nearby, visitors, both local and foreign, have the opportunity to closely observe these artisans of traditional music, true living witnesses to a cultural heritage. Oscar Heshimana, the team leader of the Gishora drummers, explains that their main mission is to preserve this age-old tradition. We are responsible for transmitting and perpetuating the know-how of our ancestors, he said, emphasizing that this initiative is in line with the Burundi's Vision 2040-2060. In this regard, they are also committed to concrete actions, including the planting of trees suitable for drum making, thereby contributing to the sustainable management of natural resources. In addition, the drummers train young talent to ensure that this culture does not disappear over time but continues to shine for future generations. Heshimana also stresses the objective of making this tourist site even more attractive. The Gishora Drum Sanctuary is not only a place of musical practice but a true symbol of Burundian cultural identity, a space of transmission, pride, and hope for the future.
It was a story of our colleague Jivan Daishimi. And to end this news, and the sport news that marked the press week, we review the latest from various sports federations, including basketball and tennis. We also look back to the Premier League Football Championship through the match between the team Vitalo and Interstal, played here in Bujumbura at the Inwari Stadium this Saturday. Fabien Nionizgi.
Let's begin this week's sports news with the elections held within the Tennis Federation. 8 members participated in these elections and all voted for Gilbert Nibigigwe to continue leading the Burundi Tennis Federation for a 4-year term. This General Assembly also provided an opportunity to present and adopt the performance report for the past year 2025. Within the Basketball Federation, the presidents of the various commissions were approved by the General Assembly held this Saturday. 8 members voted in favor while 7 voted against. During this meeting, the issue of building a modern basketball ground was also addressed. The president of FEBABU indicated that this project is now being handled by the government of Burundi. He also addressed the question concerning certain teams that qualify but do not participate in the international competitions. On the other hand, the French embassy in Burundi through the National Olympic Committee donated sports equipment to the Ministry of Sports and Youth for various disciplines to support athletes during competitions and training sessions planned for 2026. The Minister of Sports, Lydia Sekera, stated that the equipment will be used ultimately to contribute to the development of sports and to preparation of athletes for future competitions. Regarding football, a high anticipated match took place this Saturday at Inwar Stadium as a part of the Primus League Championship. Tipit Vitalo against Interstar, two clubs from the city of Bujumbura. The match, closely watched by supporters of both sides, ended in 0-0 draw despite numerous attacking attempts by both teams to secure a victory.
Thank you, dear viewer, for your attention. End of our English edition. Keep watching our program. Bye-bye.